This is going to be a session on the moon and the moon's influence. The moon has to do with sensitivity. It also is considered feminine, like females' biggest qualities, and it deals with partnerships. So the moon has a lot of distinct characteristics. Now, I'll show you some pictures and some things, and then I'm going to give you a list of some things, and we'll put it all together. Now, this is considered the mount to the moon, and what you see in here is the line of intuition. The line of intuition basically closes the mount to the moon when it's present, but even if that line wasn't there, that's the mount to the moon. It's the percussion side of the hand. If somebody were to give somebody a karate chop, it would be with the mount to the moon. That's the funny way of putting it. Over here, it would show that the mount to the moon was rather prominent on the hand. And over here, it's on both hands, so we'll show right and left hands. But that's also the mount to the moon. And again, this is it, so it's good to learn. But if we had a headline and lifeline, and we had the line of intuition, which I was showing you right here, if these little lines that come across on the mount to the moon are also travel lines, which you'll also see from the lifeline as well. And in the middle of the hand down here, which is almost like this part of the hand, where my finger is, this is the mount of Neptune, and Neptune's closely associated with the moon. People born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th day of any month are Neptunians, and Neptune's also part of the moon situation. Neptune's part of the water, of course. Now, the moon is the percussion side of the hand. It involves two people born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or 29th day of any month. And in its positive aspect, you're talking about the sign of Cancer, about June 21st through July 27th. And of course, if they're born on a moon day, like the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or 29th day of the month, the day you're born is your leading planet. This is how it's determined. It's the most important day. It's more important than the month. And of course, in some of the calculations, you're taking the month and the day, and that becomes the achievement, which you get into pinnacles and challenges and whatever, which I went over on some other videos. But people with the mount to the moon prominent, or one of these birthdays, and particularly if it falls the end of June through July with one of those numbers, they can have watery ailments, which is gastric problems, inflammation of lungs, chest, pleurisy, etc. Now, in its negative aspect, negative doesn't mean bad, it means less prominent. In other words, if you had the mount of the moon here, and it wasn't very prominent, or it seemed indented in some way, you're talking about February or Aquarius. So that's what we mean by negative. And January 21st to January 19th to February 27th is the major period. And with these people, there's always a danger from water or drowning. Sometimes people get involved with flood situations or problems with water on their property in different ways. And it could also affect feet, ankles. They tend to worry, overwork, heart palpitations, paralysis, nerves, and stomach problems. But when you talk about watery ailment, even gastric juices are stomach problems. Now, like I said, they're also related to Neptune, which is the bottom part of the hand right here. Let me show you a picture. This is Neptune right here, between the mount of the moon and Venus, right here at the base of the hand. It's Neptune, but Neptune's closely associated with the moon. And again, watery ailments, it's always present, and particularly people born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th day of any month. And you should always look for the headline that goes into the line of intuition. That gives clairvoyance. when you see the line, the headline going, and I drew this diagram right here. If it slopes, it makes them very creative. And if they have a dual headline, which means it goes up and down, they could be very practical and creative, but very clairvoyant and psychic. It goes into the mount of the moon, and particularly with a line of intuition present, it even makes it stronger. So it's very interesting. I just drew these little diagrams. I'm not the greatest artist, but just to give a perspective on what we're talking about. And the mount of the moon is always related also in some way to Neptune people. Again, the 7th, 16th, or 25th day of any month.